right, welcome to Back of the Room. My guest today is a very funny stand-up comedian, author, and shaper of young minds, Mr. Rob Durham.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, how are you doing, man?
I'm good. It's summer break.
Yeah.
I don't have to be back to work till August 13th.
You know the exact date, which is fine, but
Yeah.
I'd be keeping track of it too if I were you. You know.
I haven't been on stage in almost a month, so I'm taking it easy.
Pros and cons, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had a good time. It looked like I saw the Facebook pictures and updates and
Yeah, I went
stories.
to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, for 10 days and drank a lot of scotch, which is what you drink there. They also have a drink called Mamajuana.
Okay.
It is a they put all these roots in a bottle that you can only get down there, and then they fill with rum, red wine, and a little bit of honey. And it comes out to a magical, probably 70 proof, depending on. It's a really good shot, and you're not allowed to bring the roots back here. So
Illegal roots.
yeah,
What do the roots do for you? Just add some flavor, I guess?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're like, oh, this is what do they call it, like liquid Viagra. I'm like, no, that's not what liquor does. But it's a nice little catchy.
It'd be a
thing
little
for them.
weird if it did, and you were just kind of out of the
Right,
apartment.
right,
I
'cause
don't
they
know
give you
if
shots. When you check in, they give you shots in the lobby. So
I
it's
was
like,
like,
hey,
I didn't ask for this. They just
Yeah.
gave it to me. But yeah, looked like a good time. I know you're a big vacation guy. You're
Yeah.
always down there having fun, frolicking around. And I'm a little jealous, but it's all right.
oh, we do that instead of kids. We they're more fun.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't have any kids. I don't have an excuse. I guess I should just go on more vacations.
Yeah. We go during my spring break in March. So this year I did vegan dry January
Okay.
to get me in shape, but then kind of was pretty vegan through even up through vacation. And then once I got on vacation in March, like everything I ate crippled my stomach. So that wasn't a good idea at all.
Well, from the pics, Rob, you're looking pretty good.
Thank you.
You got abs at your age. I think you're doing all right.
We
What's
built a gym in our basement.
Is that what the
Yeah.
secret is? Okay.
When we finally got a house, it took me till I was 38. By the way, all these millennials like, I can't get a house. Yeah, it took me till 38. I'm Gen X, so shut up. When we moved in, my wife's like, I want a bar and a gym in the basement. And so the unfinished part's the gym, finished part's the bar.
That sounds like a pretty sweet
That's all
basement.
you need. That's
Yeah.
really all you need.
I don't have either one of them right now, but I'd like to have both. I think that's the problem because I always sign up. I'll move somewhere. I'll sign up for the club fitness bullshit,
Yeah.
and then I just never go.
Well, your house doesn't have floors right now either.
That's
though.
true.
So maybe,
I'll lift the flooring and install it,
Yeah.
and then worry about going from there.
Yeah.
It's
Floors
not
first.
great. Yeah.
Floors first,
burning
then
the candle both ends.
gym and bar.
And,
As long as you got the liquor, I mean, you're fine.
we got that.
You
It's just
do.
not in an organized bar setting
Okay.
yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But yeah, that's good to know. I never like it when people are like, oh yeah, it's just diet and exercise, which is true. But I don't want to do either one of those.
It's mostly diet.
Yeah.
And there's just watch a couple documentaries. Netflix explains it. And there's one called the Sugar Guy or the Sugar Movie. Watch that. An Australian guy explains it perfectly.
Okay.
So.
I'll try it. I'm
Mhm.
not going to be happy about it.
No,
You
you're
probably
not.
don't go to a lot of Chinese buffets, do you?
Not anymore. No, I
Yeah.
love a general shows,
Yeah.
but I don't. Although my birthday's coming at the end of July. That's when I pig out. And
Okay.
then Christmas break are my 2 least healthy weeks of the
I
year.
just eat like that all the time. So I'll watch the documentary and then I'll be ripped.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
that works.
Yeah, man. Know you from comedy a lot, just at the club here and
Yeah.
stuff. But the backstory, where was your hometown
I
area?
started comedy in Columbus, Ohio. I was a doorman at the Columbus Funny Bone for 3 years, and I finished. I think I had a year left of college before I got on stage. February of 2000, my first open mic, where I invited a bunch of friends, and we stacked the crowd, and I won $30 in a clap off. Next week, not so much. Next week, they didn't show, and I didn't get laughs, but I stuck
the
with
clap off was the
Yeah.
guy doing this.
it. Yeah, yep.
That's pretty. I've never won one of those or been
It's-
involved in one of those, so that's pretty good. $30
Uh-huh.
and winning a clap off.
Uh-huh. And then we had a Monday night at the Funny Bone. The Columbus Funny Bone was probably the best club in the Midwest back then.
Was it the time where the manager or whatever was like, I've heard the guy's name.
Dave Stroop.
Yeah, Dave
Yes.
Stroop. Wasn't he like a big?
Oh yeah, yeah.
kinda
He was
deal?
booking half the country.
Yeah.
And it was kind of tough because he was my boss, but then he was kind of in charge of my comedy career too.
Yeah.
Like one time I messed up the order and put a guest set up where I shouldn't have, and he let me know that I should not do that. He yelled and just over the phone, and then and he finished the call with, "All right, my point made. Yes, sir. All right, you want to open for Jim Brewer this weekend?" Yeah, and it was like, all right, it was. It was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, a little yin and yang there. It sounds.
Yeah,
like
I would
that's good.
still like to feature that room. I know half the comics here have featured Columbus. Would just like to feature there once at my home club, maybe once.
Maybe they'll see the pod and you'll finally get your shot. Rob.
He's not booking anymore. I got to get it. I don't know.
Nah.
Max gave me the guy's name. I got to get there.
You'll get there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But so you did that in college. You went to Ohio State,
Yeah.
right? Big sports school, all that. I'm sure that was a good time.
Yeah, we got. It was. I was kind of spoiled in that regard too, to see Division I at its best, football, and then our basketball team. They were good one year. Went to the Final Four one year. I have a story about that. We went. Me and 3 friends drove all the way down there. 16 hours, I think. It was in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Tropicana, the
That's
Dome.
a drive. Yeah.
At the Trop. And so we had our student tickets. They were $250, and you get all 3 games. And this, we pick them up from the window down there. This guy comes up. He's like, "I'll give you $8,000 for the 4 tickets."
Oh,
And we
fuck.
look at each other. We're like, "We just drove 16 hours." We go, "No." He goes, $10,000 final offer, and we didn't take it. Then we lost to UConn.
Oh man.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't regret it.
you made the right call, but that's a lot of money.
That's tough.
Especially in that moment in time.
Yeah, my buddy Omar sold his for $1,000.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't
So-
regret that either.
Yeah.
And we sold, like, we didn't want to stick around for Monday night, so we sold those for $250 and broke even.
That's
and we
not
stayed.
bad.
We invited a girl because we knew she had family down there, so we stayed for free. But I mean,
You did it right, but you always hear those stories of like the father and son that went to the game 6 of the Cardinals,
Mhm.
and somebody offered him $5,000, and then they do or don't take it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah, you get
You got to make your own call, I guess. But if you would have missed like that Freeze home run, you would have been like, motherfucker.
right. Yeah, you would never live that down. Like my biggest regret in life is not going to the 2002 Fiesta Bowl when Ohio State beat Miami in double overtime. I would have gone broke going to that, but I had a job,
Yeah.
I should have gone. Now those things are outlandishly expensive, and it's like it's not even none of it. Well, a Super Bowl ticket. I mean, if my Bears ever make it, they won't. But that would be like $5-6 grand.
Yeah, and you got to travel to the
Yeah.
place and pay for the hotel. I don't.
Oh
I don't
God,
know.
yeah. It's
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that, but
no.
maybe one day. At least you have a team though, still. So there's that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
so started in Ohio. It sounds like you had a good start there. Got a good $30 right off the top, and kind of rolled right into the funny bone.
Yeah.
And then you came here when exactly?
August of 2005.
Okay.
The 20-year bash will be next year. But yeah, it was kind of weird to move, like just up and move. There were some things I wanted to get away from, and I had grown really comfortable and lazy at comedy. And I was an MC year after year using the same jokes year after year. And I moved here, and our open mic is Greg Warren, Tommy Johnigan, Nikki Glazer, and a few others. That's like, wow. And it was just a better place to develop. So, yeah, I got into the comedy scene pretty thick here. And
Did you pick St. Louis because of the club, kind of, or did you just pick somewhere? Like, how'd you settle on St. Louis to move to?
Jeremy Essig
Okay.
moved here the year before me. We were buds. And so he's like, yeah, I need a roommate. I was like, all right. And he's like, it'd be a good move. So,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, I moved out here, and we lived together for a year. Then I lived in a terrible relationship with the girl for another year. It wasn't terrible, but those mistakes you make.
Mhm.
And then almost moved home, and then met my wife right before I turned 30. So it worked out. It worked out well.
Sounds like it, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you touched on the beginnings of the comedy career and stuff like that. What made you kind of want to start for the first time, or how did you go from college to like trying it for the first time?
Just being a doorman at the
So
Funny
it was
Bone.
more of the job first, and then you
Yes.
kind
I mean, it
of
was kind of always I remember growing up watching Louis Anderson's special, that one where he's like, "I'm dying." When? That made me laugh forever. And I was like, what is it like to be up there for 45 minutes or an hour? How do they know all that stuff?
yeah,
And I remember seeing a few comics in college at Ohio State. They brought in Carrot Top. They brought in a guy named David Edwards. He was on season 1 of The Real World, and maybe a few others. And I was like, this is amazing. And then the Funny Bone just had, I mean, so many great comics. I was like, I want to, they were successful comics, not the rest of us that are just struggling to get by and doing, shit gigs here and there. But like even Dave Attell would come through Tuesday through Sunday, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shows in a week. Comics did 3 on Saturday.
yeah, that's
And,
crazy.
he had Daniel Tosh's feature act. It's like, good Lord. So I got spoiled with that and thought the career was better than it was. And it was before 07, 08, before the country's economy crashed, before everything was online. You had to go to comedy clubs.
Yeah, that sounds like a great, way to get into it. And just seeing all those big names, like you're learning something from definitely Attell and everybody like that. But I've seen him several times, and just every show was different. Every joke is changed.
So many asides.
He's so damn good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave. Went on vacation with him.
Yes.
But yeah, man. What's your writing process like now? Do you kind of have a rule of thumb or anything you do specifically?
I have to basically force myself to write comedy. Well, it was a wake-up call. Last year, I think, I was like, boy, I'm getting a lot of my same friends. My condo community always comes out. Shout out to the Chateau Country Club. It's not really a country club. But they come out every Sunday show, and I'm like, I got to write some new stuff for them. And so this year, I incorporated more than I ever have. I switched up my set quite a bit and had to rehearse. But I usually get premises, about a drink or two, into happy hour on Friday night.
Nice.
And then I write those down, and then I scribble out, I try and free write from that, and then test them here at open mic Tuesday nights and record them. I've been doing that a lot more. Greg Warren suggested I do that, and I've learned a lot. It's cringy to listen to yourself.
It's not great. I hate it. But yeah,
I'm certainly not going to watch this. I apologize, but
it's totally fine. You're not the target audience, Rob. It's fine. I'm trying to get these people out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like a good process, man. But like writing, you could do it every day. Like if you were doing full-time stand-up, like that's what you should be doing. But it's so hard to
in my
get
20s,
into it.
before I was a teacher, I didn't do that. I didn't have anything to write about, first of all. But yeah, it's like, all right, sit down and write for 2 hours. I'd be like, about what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing's happening. I was single half those times.
It's tough, man. I need to do more of that free writing. I've talked to Greg about that too, and I know he does it a lot, but it's hard to just sit down and write like that. But I need to do it because I kind of do the same thing. I'll think of something, write it in my phone, and then take it to my computer and write on it more. But it's just, it's a grind.
I need to go to more open mics too, but I'm tired. Especially during the school year.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I, 46? I can't stay up till 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night. They're like, sign-ups at 9:30. Yeah, so is my bedtime.
Yeah. So you're not going on until about 11.
Yeah. And then I've done so many years of open mics. You can only take them for so long.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's constant grind, constant battle for sure.
Yeah.
Any favorite comedians? Mount Rushmore or one particular?
Jimmy Pardo.
Okay.
I consider him a friend as well. I met him in 2000 at the Columbus Funny Bone. He was a feature act, and this lady was heckling or something, and we tried to kick her out, and she's like, "Keep your hands off me!" And he goes, "You haven't got to say that since prom." And then we had to protect him after the show. And he's just the most polite guy and very funny. He's a comic. Has a great podcast as well called Never Not Funny. His wife's a comedian as well, Danielle Koenig. Their son's going to be a comedian. He's 17, Oliver. So, yeah, he's just, anytime I've needed him through the years, and I've emceed for him a ton of times.
That's awesome.
When I started out. We did 3 shows in Fairview Heights once, back when the old there was a Funny Bone over there when I moved here. And they overlapped. we did 3 shows where I had to MC and start one upstairs, and then there was another one we started downstairs in the ballroom,
wow.
and then we had to start the late show, and so it was, as the MC, it was most hectic because I had to, get everybody on and off stage.
Why did they make it that tight? Just to, I guess, to get that many shows
yeah,
packed in?
to get 3 shows in, because you had to end it by midnight, the third show, and you wanted to start around 6.
Okay.
So it was, I've never done that before. And thank God I don't have to do it again.
Yeah. That'd be tough. I've heard of Jimmy Pardo. I've seen him a little bit. I know he was opening or warming up for Conan and stuff, and I've seen him there. But I got to check out more of his stuff.
He's hosted some game shows here and there over the years. He hosted an escape room show once, which was very funny. But I mean, his mannerisms and what he said, they're very contagious. I say him in my classroom. I have Pardoisms and things like, we're going to take what's called a test, and just, I don't know, just the way he phrases things. He'll take an acronym and say the whole thing, or he'll take a long word and turn it into an acronym. It's just, I don't know. He does crowd work, which I normally don't dig, but for some reason with him, it's
some
just my
people
favorite.
are good
He's
at it, man.
so quick,
like,
quick.
Some people, that's almost all what they do now. It's like they're just kind of crowd work comedians. Like, I know he probably does other stuff too, but people are good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You touched on a bad show that he had. Have you had like any one bad show that sticks out as like your worst experience?
Muncie, Indiana was rough. I was still learning to feature, and it was the middle of nowhere. Like, the headliner killed, and I was like, what's wrong with me? And then afterwards, the DJ stand had like the Confederate flag, and a staff member there had like a swastika on their leather jacket. And I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to connect with everyone.
Yeah.
That's probably, so it's.
Yeah, that's not your crowd. That's not who you want to.
And then Max Price and I did a bachelorette party a few years ago. He got a standing ovation. It was an outdoor show, 25 women, and they took an intermission between our sets and passed around a bottle of vodka. And the bride-to-be ended up on the stage, I guess the patio with me, screaming about God knows what. So that was a little rough, but the maid of honor tipped me a little bit.
There you go. That's when you bust that shirt off, Rob, and show those abs.
That would have worked better than my joke. Yeah. Oh.
That sounds like a tough gig. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Any, like, I know you got to meet a lot of the big names coming through. Like, any good advice you got from them or anything you hung on to?
Greg Fitzsimmons told me to stick the joke. He watched my guest set, and he's like, stick the joke. And I instantly knew which bits he was talking about. Mm-hmm. I think new comics try and be subtle, or their punchlines are not punchlines. They're actions, or, people saying, really? I mean, come on. It's like, no, you need to write a punchline. So stick the joke.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually ask that because everybody's got something different that they like heard when they were first starting, or even when they weren't first starting.
Yes.
But like, I've had a few that I've hung on to for sure. That
on top of that, I've got a whole book of.
That's true. I see what you did there, Rob.
It's the longest I've ever made a podcast without plugging a book.
Don't wear shorts on stage. I remember the title. Haven't read it yet, but I will. It's on Amazon. It is good advice. I know it's
there's blogs and
kind of
such.
Getting started, what to do, what not to do, all that kind of stuff.
I think I'm actually gonna start writing advice for the vacation book, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the don't do shots with strangers. I just like to tell people what not to do.
Yeah.
That's my brand.
I mean, you're a teacher. Like, knock it off. What the fuck? What are you doing?
That'll be the subtitle for it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go into like vacation advice blogs, because we made a few mistakes on this last trip. We had to fly Frontier.
Okay.
And if you don't check in ahead of time, they want to charge you $25.
To check in?
To check in, $25 per person. So it would have dropped, and I was like, so I'm up at the thing. She's scanning our passports. I'm downloading the app, doing this. I was like, what's my confirmation code? She gives it to me. She's like, sir, there are people. I was like, just give me my code.
Yeah.
I was like, I shouldn't pay $50. And then on the way home, I had our tickets, our boarding passes on the Frontier app. And the Punta Cana airport does not have the best Wi-Fi. Once we got into the tunnel where you go in through immigration, it shut down. And we had to go. My wife was not happy about that. I didn't screenshot it. Important
some
advice.
of you can't screenshot. I guess for like concerts.
Concerts, yeah, they have the moving thing now, which you need. Yeah.
Such a pain in the ass. But yeah, I'll read that book because we still haven't went on our honeymoon.
Don't do shots with strangers before your honeymoon. Talk to me. I'll get you in the right place. Is
it because you get too fucked up or because they could be insane?
Turns out, like, as much as you think you drink, there are people there that drink way more. Way more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a, there's always stories of like, oh, this resort in Cancun, like poison. No, it's just people have never been served a double or triple rum.
Yeah.
And
those all you inclusive things. Like I went down there with a couple buddies like in my 20s, and first day we got there, they were just bringing over double shots of tequila like every 10 minutes if you wanted them to.
It's some of them have it in their room.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
No, you get fucked up.
Yeah.
Good time. But check out the book for that. And I know you're good, Arthur, for sure. I got to check out more of your books. But what are a couple of the other ones you've worked on?
Well, there's a little known. I wrote some romance novels a few years ago, 2013 and 14, under the name Bobby Patrick. That's Bobby with an I. I have not reread those, but I don't think they're good. They're smutty, and don't read those. But they were a learning experience.
You never know. I mean, you never know what people are gonna grab onto. You know.
And then Around the Block is a young adult novel based on my high school experience. I got stalked by the weirdest girl. In the 90s, they didn't diagnose anything. You were just weird. And so she stalked me and told the whole school about her crush on me. And so I kind of took that premise and ran with it and offended some people, hopefully.
Probably her, I guess. Like, have you seen Baby Reindeer? Have you seen that yet?
Yes, I have.
That kind of deal?
Yes. Well, it was without the technology. She would just like follow me around. She ran track because I was on the track team, things like that. And then another one I wrote is called Somebody Else's Sky, which is from a Pearl Jam song, Black. And it's kind of loosely based on my 20s. It's about a guy that likes pickleball and bourbon, which is me, and works at a bank, which I did for a year and a half of my 20s. And it kind of covers that. The theme has to do with just because it's your first love doesn't mean it's the one you're supposed to marry, I guess. He breaks up with his girlfriend and moves in with a foil character, this other girl that's younger and, lives life. And it's got twists and turns. It was a really fun book to write.
Yeah.
My editor was great on it, Greg Hardy. So,
Sounds cool, man. Well, check out the books on Amazon, or is that the best spot?
Yeah, that's
Amazon?
the best spot.
Yeah. Well, I know you're getting back to the comedy. We got the open mic tonight, trying out some new stuff. What else you got going on? You're going pickleball full force?
Yeah.
Any golf, or mostly just pickleball?
I can go home mad from pickleball for free.
That's
so
true.
I have not golfed much. My golf team did get second in the state this year at Marquette. Damn. Yes, we lost by one stroke to Chaminade, but I have recovered from that, as have they. And I gave them a pep talk at the banquet, so next year, you watch.
Okay. It's all about the coach.
That AP poll comes out. It is all about the coach that doesn't golf.
No, I'm sure that's cool. I haven't played it all this year. I suck at golf for playing.
It's either hot or raining, so.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna break out the sticks this year. And then I'm working on a short story collection this year. I'm writing a short story. It's about 4,000 words right now. It's my longest short story.
Okay.
Based on this song, Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Nice.
It's about a bunch of boys. It's a neighborhood where nobody has sisters, and then this girl named Mary Jane, or a woman named Mary Jane, moves in, and they're blew the boys away. I'm trying not to be too on the nose with the lyrics. But I kind of want to be cute with it.
Yeah, so. I mean, everybody loves Tom Petty.
Yeah.
I saw him before he passed away here, and I'm glad I went to that
great.
show, and he's the man. So that'll
I saw
be
him
good.
in 02, yeah. But it's a lot of stories dealing with crushes, infatuations, some stalking. Just how petty you get right before or right after a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the relationship itself is normally boring, but that before and after stuff.
Exciting,
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Breakups, exes, you go with someone you live with and then all of a sudden they no longer exist. That kind of stuff fascinates me.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good, man. Well, make sure you check out all his books, check out social media, all that kind of stuff. I got to learn pickleball. If I played you, I would probably get killed, but I need to get into it because
No,
I still haven't played at all.
That'd be nice. There's a couple people I've been meaning to take out. My friend Liz's husband, Chris, and you. Yeah, we'll set up a time.
I'm good at ping pong, so it's just like you're standing on the table, basically. Right.
Yeah, it's a smaller. There's not as much running. It's a little more strategy than power.
Okay.
Especially at the beginner level. But yeah, we'll and you can borrow one of my paddles. I got a few.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. But yeah, we'll take a quick break here. Be right back with more Rob Durham, everybody. Okay, we're back. Back in the room, sitting here with Rob Durham, English teacher.
Yeah.
Got a question for you, just to start it off here. What's up with the S at the end of Bass Pro Shops?
Oh, geez.
Why is there an S there?
Have you been in I didn't even know it was Bass Pro Shops. Have you been in to one?
Yeah.
It's a mega mall. There are multiple shops inside it. Is that why?
I know there's multiple Bass Pro Shops around, but it's not like it's Walmart's. Even that's what old people say.
But I don't know. It's just so different inside. I think I've only been once. We got some hiking boots that we have yet to hike in.
I got nothing wrong with the store. They got a lot of cool shit in there. But like, why is it Bass Pro Shops? It could be Bass Pro Shop.
Is there an apostrophe?
No.
All right. I'm going to stereotype a lot of their clientele. They're the people that add the S to something anyway.
Okay.
Like, I grew up near Meijer. It's like Target. They call it Myers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're just jumping the gun on that. They're just saving us the trouble.
Could be. It's just always bothered me.
Yeah. In fact, it could be Donald Trump's.
You never know. I just thought you might have an explanation there, but you might have nailed it. I have no idea. Well, I know you're a teacher. You got direct, interactions with the youth all the time. What are you thinking about the next generation? Are we fucked?
We are. Yeah, we're doomed. They are addicted to their cell phones, and they are afraid to do anything. And it has gotten worse and worse every year. And I don't have any answers. And now AI is involved, so they don't have to write anything anymore. And I teach creative writing for 2 of my classes. Yeah. And I got into fights with kids last year about it. And they gave our kids Chat GPT February 1st.
They gave it to them?
Yeah, they can use it on their school-issued computers in school.
Oh, man.
They want us to teach everything on a program called Canvas, which is good for online learning, and kids can't write anymore. We are doomed. I don't know. There's like a good – it's kind of like the economy. There's no middle class anymore. The kids are either way down here or way up here, and I hope the ones way up here can save us because we're doomed.
I don't envy you, man. I just was going to ask you about AI and just the technology because TikTok is making everybody stupid. Nobody has an attention span anymore. Right. It's like 10 seconds, and then, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a smart guy, but I've at least noticed that this is happening to probably me and everyone else.
I see myself, the cell phone, like in June, I was great. I was not on my phone. And then on vacation, I kind of let myself in the morning, and I started posting stuff from vacation. This week's just been awful. I've been on it for, I don't know how many hours a day. I got it down to under 2 hours a day in June, and now.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's
just, these kids, I'll have them say, like, who can show me the most hours per day? There are kids over 12 hours, meaning they're on their phone more than they're not, counting sleep.
Man, so what do you do they can't be on it actively during class, right?
Yes.
But in between or just
some teachers let them have it out. And I'm like, no, they're still hiding it. And it's just, they go to the restroom. They vape, so they have to go to the restroom all the time to get water and vape more. They text their parents and get them called out of school. Attendance is, no, it's gone. I was like, put their attendance on college transcripts. No, we can't do that. It would help.
Yeah.
They don't, I don't know. I don't know when. Just we made so many concessions during COVID and then never went back to how it was supposed to be. Dress code?
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like, there's no regulations on anything anymore. Like, they could regulate AI and regulate technology and make sure that, they're not giving the kids ChatGTP.
We
or
have
whatever.
some
It's
tools to help see when they're writing it, but now Grammarly, when you subscribe to Grammarly, it just rephrases everything for you. And I'm like, you didn't write that. How do you know? Tell me what that means. I don't know. Okay.
You got them. But they just, I mean, there's no way for you to like know for sure
Right.
that they used the thing, right?
Right.
They're trying to even get around that to
Yeah.
sell it as a thing to not work, basically.
Yeah, it's.
That sucks.
I
man.
mean, I don't know. I may switch subjects or something. I don't know. I don't want to go back to college more. We're doomed.
It's not looking good, man. I was bitching about it on the last episode, I think. But like, what are they? If AI just takes all the jobs, what the fuck is anybody gonna do?
I don't know. There's
nobody has. They're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna take all the good jobs, and
it's
everybody's
definitely
gonna. Be homeless.
Well, I mean, not that there's. It's going to ruin our election, and not the presidential one's already ruined because but
Yeah, they're both terrible.
The voting population, the older people aren't used to AI, so they don't know what a deep fake is or anything like that.
No, they're going to lose their minds when they figure out what AI is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm already worried about it because I'm going to have to deal with it for the next however many years I live. But
I remember my wife's grandma trying to deal. She's like, I called the cable company. That lady doesn't listen. And it was the automated. She didn't know. Like, oh.
Press 2 for billing.
Yeah.
This lady's kind of a bitch.
It was. Yeah.
It's not good, man.
No.
I hang in there, but I don't have any good advice
I don't
for
know. We're
what to do.
We're a year away from Black Mirror.
Just run for president, Rob. I would vote for you over these two jokers.
Yeah. Maybe I should.
It's not too late, apparently. They're going to they should replace both of them.
Do I still get summers off?
Sure. I mean,
I'll go to Camp
they're
David.
both out to lunch the whole fucking time, so who cares? I don't know, man. It's not good, but what are you going to do, I guess?
I got 11 years left, 10 if I cash in my sick days.
There you go.
When this year's second graders graduate, I'm
Damn.
retiring.
Okay. That makes it sound worse.
That is. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even think about it like that.
It's bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, good luck, buddy.
Thanks.
I got a segment for you if you're down.
All right.
It ties into the teaching thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Are You Smarter Than a 12th Grader? I know you are, of course, because you got a better education and, didn't have AI.
Again, that some of them, yes. Some of them, no.
Yeah, it's,
All right.
just kind of some questions
Bring it
about their kind of lingo and the stuff they're interested in.
Oh, I know some lingo.
Okay.
I like to use it and without acting cool, just casually say, that's so mid. And they just cringe. And I was like, that's how I feel about your grammar.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Jeff Foxworthy the host of
Yes,
the
Are You Smarter
show?
Fifth Grader? Yeah. Where they covered, at least 4 questions in that hour.
Yeah.
God.
I don't think I have a good Foxworthy, but if you think that Ice Spice and ASAP Rocky are ice cream flavors at the Dairy Queen, you might not be smarter than a 12th grader. Not great. Let's move on.
Bad.
All right. Are you smarter than a 12th grader? First question. Who won the recent rap battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, jeez. Isn't that an opinion question? Because
it's my opinion, I guess.
Okay. Drake won it?
Incorrect.
Ah.
Kendrick smoked him.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know. I thought he was more poppy or whatever.
Oh, no. Drake's way more poppy.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can listen to the diss tracks after this. He kills him. Here's a slang one for you. Question number 2. What does the word bussin' mean?
That means it's good. It's happening. It's cool. Right?
That's correct.
Like bussin'.
Yeah. The term denotes something that is exceptionally good or impressive.
Yeah. It
1 and
also
1.
sounds like the beginning of Young MC's, what was his song? God. Oh, way to hold it up, Rob.
The kids aren't about Young MC anymore, I don't think.
No, they're not. They don't have Pepsi Cool cans either. Summer of '89 was magical. I'll think of it in a second.
We'll bring it back, or I'll put it up on the screen, what his song is.
See, people are home are yelling at me.
Yeah. Number 3.
Bust a move.
Okay.
Anyway, it sounded like the beginning. Somebody goes bussin'. All right.
Almost took a point away there, but that's all right. You're
You
1 and
should.
1.
You should.
Another term here. What does the word delulu mean?
I got to guess here. Is that something to do with delusional? He's delulu. He's crazy. So cray, as the kids would say.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It originated in the K-pop community and is abbreviation for delusional.
Okay. Yeah.
Got that one.
I use
2 and
context.
1. You and I both spend a lot of time, writing jokes and performing stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much to no avail, at least on my end. And it turns out that we're doing it all wrong. The viral sensation, the Hawk Tuah girl, Haley Welsh, now has how many Instagram followers?
Oh, geez.
I'll give you 3 options.
Okay.
Is it 154,000?
Way more.
Is it 273,000 or 1.1 million? Hawk Tuah.
Which I still haven't watched. I figured it out. I'm going to say she's over 1 million.
Incorrect,
Oh, the middle
actually.
one?
She is at 273,000 because I don't think she had an Instagram when it went viral.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably her
Well,
fault.
she got it the agent. And yeah.
But yeah, we need a Hawk Tuah clip out of this podcast. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I don't know if we have it yet, but we'll get there. We'll try. One more for you. Final question. Another slang. What does flampin' mean?
Flamping sounds like philanthrop. Can I have the spelling, please?
F-L-A-M-P-I-N.
Maybe it means giving, since like philanthropy. That's my best guess.
That is incorrect, but I made it up, so
Oh, okay.
it's a push.
Okay, good.
That one is made up.
I was gonna say.
But I guess if I had to use it in a sentence, I would say that segment was straight up flamping, son. Are you smarter than a 12th grader?
Yeah.
Believe you are.
I am. Yes.
Good man. Good luck with all the teaching, all that kind of stuff. Hang in there. I don't know what to
I'm
tell
going to a workshop. We have to go to 2 workshops over the summer. And I'm going to one about how to make your classroom a digital game show. Some more bells and whistles, kids, because they just stare at me.
If you want to borrow this format, you can totally have it.
I would love to start a podcast with students. Like I had one a few years ago. He's a comic now. We're buddies now, but just to get their perspective versus mine. But
Yeah.
I probably would have not blended well with my contract.
I mean, the way they're going, they're giving them AI and all this. Just put up a webcam and start filming a podcast every day, and then you get some ad revenue off of that. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot, but what are you going to do?
We could sell energy drinks.
They've been talking about it too. Like maybe if you they finally give you that gun that they're talking about to protect them.
Are you leading me into a bit, Jimmy?
I'm not saying anything one way or the
boy,
other.
we should not be given guns. We will use them at the wrong time.
No, but just a little holster of something over there. They might think twice about pulling
Maybe
out
a taser.
that phone. That's a happy medium.
Yeah, can't kill anyone with a taser. Maybe.
I don't think any of those young people should have heart problems yet. So
If we had tasers, there would be boys that would line up, be like, "Tase me, bro.
Yeah.
Tase me. Let me get this footage."
Yeah.
And they would do that for the clips.
you might need 2. You need one that shoots out the barbs,
Mhm.
but then one you can just hit them with when they're sitting down.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to just have one and then have one shot because then you might have some other.
They fall asleep a lot more in class too.
Okay.
I notice. They're up on their phones. We talked about it. They're up on their phones, or some of them work jobs, but mostly up on their phones. These kids, they're all going to bed after midnight as well.
I can't. I mean, I did that. I can't.
Did you?
Yeah, I slept all the time in class. I was not a great student.
Okay.
I would stay up watching Conan O'Brien and then fall asleep whenever that was over, which was probably like midnight-ish, 12:30, and didn't get much done in first and second hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 12:30 is early for them even. You get stuff turned in at 2, 3 a.m. It's like, what are you doing?
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
But, feel free to use Are You Smarter Than a... You should do 5th grader, though, because they're in 11th, 12th grade, and then you can ask them the 5th grade questions, and build on that.
Well, my grammar worksheets I take from elementary sites. They're like, why are there all these stupid little coloring? I'm like, this is the level we're at now with grammar. Oh, is that condescending? Oops. Yeah.
It's every little thing. Like, I mean, spell check in theory was a good idea, but now you don't have to know how to spell.
No.
Google was kind of cool, but now you don't have to know anything. You can Google it, and then AI is just going to be, you don't have to ever do or know anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I started to think about the game plan for this year, and it just depressed me. So
maybe next year you can just go on vacation and mysteriously disappear and be like, oh, I think his shark got him, and then just dye your hair and become.
If I could just do gigs at these the resorts.
Just don't post about it on Facebook for a while, and then you can just become, a
little hiatus.
Carlos Durham.
I see what you did there with the Carlos. Yes, that is a popular stage name.
Yeah, man. Well, appreciate you being here. Where can people find you? Social media? What all you got?
Handle is at Rob Durham Comedy for Instagram and TikTok. I put up a couple TikToks this week.
Okay.
And then Facebook is where most of my stuff is. RobDurhamComedy.com if you want to see my schedule, which is a little thin right now. And the books are on Amazon.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out all the stuff. Check out his social media. Pray for him. Whatever you can do. But thanks for being here, man.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks for watching Back of the Room.